What's up with it, y'all? It's your boy OT.
And Miss Dorothy.
And you are now tuned into
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Like, subscribe, and follow wherever you get your podcast from.
That's right, Otis. Whatever you say, Otis, y'all ain't stupid. They coming to see me.
I got a good one today. Words to live by / quote of the day is: sometimes your feathers have to get ruffled in order for you to see a different perspective / the bigger picture. You have to be able to understand, like, just because you hear something, you have to be able to comprehend it, to understand, okay, what a person is saying to me is not grouping me in a category necessarily to say. But yeah, you gotta,
it's true.
You gotta get your feathers ruffled plain and simple. You have to be uncomfortable in order to grow.
I like how you did that. Snaps
You
for
gotta be
Otis. Okay.
uncomfortable in order to grow, and a lot of people I see sometimes are not willing to be uncomfortable in order to grow, because I don't feel like I'm always right. And I'll tell you this, I could be 60 years old, 110. I can always learn something different.
Because you're open to different perspectives.
Yeah.
And you're listening to understand. So
Listen to understand and not argue.
That's it.
And here we go.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Confrontational podcast.
You stay ruffling.
They are
hilarious.
Yes, they are a confrontational podcast. Like, if y'all just joining us, we are talking about hear me out. Because, you know what I'm saying, sometimes that's, in life, you got to hear a person out. They have a very good podcast. A very, very good podcast, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. It's just, shout out to Trey. They you know what I'm saying, they really have something good going, and I ain't gonna lie to you, they should definitely do visuals if they can, get it understood. Yeah, because that's not my podcast. But other than that, appreciate, like, they had me on, Dorothy. I don't know if I tell you, but I enjoyed it.
The Hear Me Out podcast has you on.
And I've definitely stirred the pot.
I love it.
I stirred the shit out that motherfucker. But I wasn't trying to. I just did it.
I want to touch on that.
And I couldn't cuss.
You couldn't cuss?
Well, I cussed a couple of times, but it was more like, shit, my bad. I'm like, shit. Shoot.
Very passionate.
Yeah.
Very passionate.
You were saying.
I want to dive into that a little bit before we get fully started for the night. But for those of y'all that are listening tonight, we have A-Ray. AustinRayNunn, whatever you're going by tonight.
Guest.
I'm probably call you back.
How you doing? How you doing out there?
But so you were on their podcast last night. If I wasn't so tired, I really want to stay and listen to it. Mm-hmm.
You would have enjoyed it. You would have definitely enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie to you, because. Well, go ahead. What was your question? I'm sorry.
Oh no! I just said it because. Okay, I know Ahmad because we went to high school together. He's hilarious. And then the two ladies there, I don't know them personally, but I remember the last time that I stopped up here when me and April came by. And
I was having a convo with them then. Yeah. Well, I was having a convo with Shakayla. Shout out to Shakayla from Hear Me Out.
And it was intense. Me and April had time to stand there for a little bit, listen to what was going on, walk down to the bar. We were there for a cool minute, and when we were leaving, y'all were still in there. Why you be ruffling them nicely?
It's not that I ruffle feathers. I think I say things that they that motherfuckers don't want to hear. I say shit that people are like, damn, like you really said that shit. Like, or I say things that people already know, and it's just like, damn, you ain't got to point it out. But it's not that I'm pointing it out. It's just like, if it's out in the open, Facebook, and you saying what you want to say, then it's just like, you really can't get mad at nobody for comment. I can comment on whoever status I want. Like, right. It's the simple fact of people don't like the fact that, oh, you act like you can do what you want. I can. And not in no cocky sense of way. It's just like, if I want to ask a question and I'm really inquiring about it, then how does that ruffle your feathers? Like, or if I say something that I just like, that's my standard. Like
when people be putting on Facebook, pray for me, and someone comments why, and then they get upset. It's so hilarious. It's like,
don't ask no questions.
Well, what I'm praying for you for?
Because I might be praying for the wrong thing. Yeah. You might have did some foul ass shit, and I'm praying to God, oh, please don't this the person go and they hurt a baby. Like, no, you got to go to jail, bro. That is true. Yeah. But no, it's not that I ruffle feathers, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't even know I ruffled anybody's feathers.
You said nothing wrong. It was from the outside listening. Mm-hmm. You just pretty much placed them in a situation they haven't ever been placed.
Swipe left.
So it's like, because they had been so used to being accepted in every form of conversation. But this particular conversation, it was like, okay, I'm not even looking at you. Like you aren't even on my radar. So yes. So that they got a little uncomfortable with that because they got placed in the category.
Gotcha.
And
but
that's
what I did like about Robin, and I told him this, I told you this. Robin had the sense to, okay, you irked my feelings, but let me understand where you coming from. Like, I feel like she eventually got it. Like I said, like, oh, you can have your standards, yes. They ain't necessarily got to be through the roof, but that's my standards. You cannot get mad at me because, okay, I don't have kids, but you do. And like I did call kids a burden, yes. And I'm not saying it's a burden because I feel like kids are blessings. We'll have that discussion. But anyway.
Yeah. Because of the topic.
But like I told him, like, if I come in as a single man, she like, well, you might be a psychopath. I said, I might be, but I'm not coming in anything else than a speculation. You're speculating what I might be. But I see them 2, 3, 4, 5 kids right there. So that's a plus. That's a baggage. And I don't like, I don't know your kids. So I can't say, they're bad, they're this and that. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at what I see.
Right.
So you can see this, but you speculating on you may be a psychopath. How am I a psychopath? You won't know until you have a conversation with me.
Right.
Because I'll be having this conversation with this one girl at work. All men, like basically, Dorothy, have you ever cut the grass? I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I'm excited. I got a video of Amira cutting the grass with me one day.
This is perfect.
I loved my lawnmower. It's not here with me now, though.
But this one girl at work, she's like, I'll never cut grass. That's for a man. I said, but I can cook. I said, so that's for a woman? She was like, well, no, you should know how to cook because you a single man. Because at work, and if you're listening, you're listening. At work, I don't tell them my personal business.
Right.
I don't. Like, I let you speculate that I'm not in a relationship, this and that. But I'm like, ain't you single? Yeah, I'm single. So who takes out the trash? Who does this? I do it, or my daughters do it. So, as soon as you get with a man, you expect him to do that, but you were doing it for so long. Like, no, I'm not saying it wrong. Or I said, you have a house? Yeah. Well, I don't cut the grass. That's why your shit dead. Because you don't water it either, probably, but
ain't getting no lawn maintenance.
So it's just like you keep putting. I said you put double standards on everything. She's like, you have grouped all men to be this, and that's what I wasn't doing last night. Mm-hmm. I was not grouping them. I just told them that's my preference. I haven't been with multiple women that have kids.
You just stated, that's your
And
preference. If you don't want to be with someone with kids, you don't have to be. Just like we talked about on that one episode. I'm not going to say the F word like that on here, but.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
My preference is my preference. That's the
it.
name of the episode, too.
Yeah, my preference is my preference.
My preference is my preference.
And so, I ain't gonna lie to you, I enjoyed being on there. Like,
I do like the fact, though, that how you said Robin, she took the time to be like, okay, to hear you out afterwards. You know, even though it was after, she still took the time. She sat there and she thought about it because we're all human. So there are times when we're all going to be reactive, but it's about what you do after that. It's okay. And it's okay to admit, like, hey, maybe I should have heard.
She said to me, she said, after a while, she's like, I can't stand you, Otis, but you really didn't say nothing wrong. And then Raven, of course, not Raven, Shakayla. Shakayla was like, oh, well, you this whole time, you want the same thing as a woman. You don't want a man with kids if for your next relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. But you playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I told her that on there. So my thing is, it's just like they was like, well, be open to other things because a woman might. But if I'm not looking for her at all, and that's what Alan was trying to get them to understand. But if that's not on his radar, he's like, because I said I've seen plenty of women who have they're beautiful. Yeah, and I'd be like, damn, I probably could see myself playing catch with her son, but I'm not about to play catch with her son because I don't want that. Like, because I've been through that shit already, and afterwards we had to really tell them, like, for instance, Robin's been married. You didn't met this thing. You've been married. This is what I'm telling you. So you know that title of, you know what it took to get that title, so to speak. So it's just like, my bad. So it's just like, now it's just like, okay, I'm not talking to you because of course you have kids. You were married. You had a husband.
Yeah.
As expected. I'm talking to people who want a wife treatment, but you never been married before.
You talking about the lady at work?
No, I'm just talking about.
Oh, you just talking about in general. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's a whole nother story. But I'm just saying, like, as far as like, okay, most women have their kids, right?
Right.
If you see a woman without their kids, what's the first thing you thinking? And you know that person, you know that said individual has kids.
Yeah.
You're gonna automatically think something ain't right.
Right.
So I just feel like,
because you could be a crackhead as a woman and still have your kids damn near. Like, it takes a lot for
a woman to not have their kids. So that's what I was trying to explain to them. I'm just like, you're not less value because you have kids. Otis doesn't want you. But that doesn't mean that Earl over there don't want your ass, because he may want to insert himself in. He may not want kids and be like, oh, I want to insert myself right here. That's for him.
And if that preference or whatever ever changes, then it's not making you or whoever a hypocrite. It's just either it changed for a reason. Maybe somebody made it worth it. Maybe someone's kid, maybe someone's situation. But until then, if that's your preference, if that's your type, then that's just your type. And you got to respect it. Like, ain't no way I can't get mad at someone for being like coming up to me, meeting me, and whoop me like, oh, okay, well, no, you're cool and all, but I really don't want to date a woman with kids. And he don't have no kids. Like, why would I be mad about that?
Because he ain't got to put up with that shit. And that's what Alan kept saying. Yep. And it's true. I ain't got to put up with it.
Yeah.
Because I did it before. But not the fact that I did it for and it ruined it for people who has kids. It's just like, think about it. Like, I can go find somebody and create my own and be number one. And they keep thinking it's about being the first. I really don't give a fuck about being the first.
Yeah.
But I want to be the first to establish, like, this is me and you. Now, if we have a kid, of course, the kid's gonna come like shit. Because I'm gonna make sure my kid okay before you. I know that sounds fucked up, but you are too as a woman. You gonna make sure the kid's okay.
Right.
So that's both our first priority. That's both okay. We both here with this shit, but a lot of people get that misconstrued. Like,
they just take offense to it automatically.
No, like I don't want that. I don't want no crazy baby daddies hollering at me. I don't want that shit. Like, and it's like, I guess shit. Me and Austin can attest to this. I personally listen when my older siblings, when my cousins, when I them don't have no kids, don't do this, and then I'm telling them, Shakayla, shout out to you. No, I didn't get lucky, nigga. I am blessed because I thought to myself, these niggas keep saying this shit for a reason. They got these baby daddies, baby mamas. They not with the person. Like, why would I want that?
That's a question that I wanted to ask, but I was on the outside looking in because they kept saying, women make a statement saying, "Oh, you lucky," or "You lucky that you ain't got kids. You was just lucky." Technically, it has nothing to do with luck. Because I want to back door and be like, okay, so what made you unlucky? Because you're the person letting a person inside you. So, but I know how that would have went. But it's like, as a woman, you control the narrative on everything. Like, especially when you're dealing with a person, you have the control over saying, yes, I commit, or I what's the word that they be using? No means no, yes, but it's a word.
Submit.
I submit.
I
submit.
It's a word like when you say yes, I want you.
Yeah.
Whatever that word is.
Yeah.
Women have to say yes. It's
Surrender.
Cool. It's
Not surrender.
I'm gonna figure out the word.
Yeah.
Women have to allow a man to go to third, fourth base, whatever it's a term.
Yeah.
And a woman can say, hey, you need to either protect yourself or no, it's cool. Or,
make sure you
hey,
pull out.
birth control, hey, plan B, whatever situation is. So when they kept saying that you lucky, I was like, that's not being lucky, because in that case, why does that make y'all unlucky? That's something that y'all either wanted or just didn't take the precautions not to happen. It has nothing to do with luck. I got pregnant, I'm lucky. Or I got pregnant, I'm not unlucky.
I watched homeboys and homegirls from high school, even in middle school. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker is in sixth, like, dead ass. First person I seen that was pregnant, she was in sixth grade. I will say her name, I ain't gonna say no names. But I was astounded, like, damn, nigga, you in sixth grade, menstrual cycle start, you got pregnant in the sixth fucking grade. So you gotta be like 11, 12. So guess what? In 11 years, you're 22. Your kid's 11, nigga. Like, you're still a kid. Yeah. Like, that's what be.
And most of the times, I would even say that if they were pregnant at that young age or whatever, they really liked that person. It wasn't just like no.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like no a negative situation.
At that age, yeah, I've literally seen multiple situations where it's like, yeah, there are those cases, because those kids that are now adults are still together to this day. There are cases where it was two adolescents that didn't know what was going on, but just was acting grown, and either didn't know the true repercussions or didn't care. Because whenever it comes to anything, any choices, or opinions, either you don't know or you don't care. Or it's one of those situations where it's like they didn't want it, but their parents that are they don't want them to get abortions or anything like that.
Like, I'll take care of it type shit.
Yeah. So there's so many situations
choices,
whenever it comes to that.
And especially like if you're past the age of 25, I don't think that's an excuse that can be used. Lucky or
the word you were thinking of earlier, consent.
Consent.
There we go.
That's what it was, ladies and gentlemen. Consent.
Consent.
Woman has to make consent. Now, the fellas, I'm sorry, dudes, we just really messed up in the head. I didn't go to the store and grab one or whatever situation may be.
Or they be like, yeah, I got one on, and then cause they be doing this too, and then they take it off in the middle of it.
Like, that's what I was trying to get them to understand. No, it's not me being lucky. It's just like, shit, it's me being selfish, nigga, or me being responsible. I do not want to take care of a fucking kid. I don't.
What's wrong with that, man?
I don't. And it's like family members, friends, nigga, y'all cannot be upset with me because, you chose not to have a kid. Yeah, goddamn right, because I see what you going through. I see you going through this child support. I don't want that shit. I see you going through this baby mama. You have to deal with different personalities, and that's what I'm like, no. And that's what I was trying to get Robin to understand. Like, even though your kid, or even Shakayla, even though your kids may be growing out the house, guess what? When I start my family, your kids are still your kids.
Yeah.
And not saying that they not welcome, but it's gonna be like it's not. It's.
Yeah.
I guess I just grew up different. Like it's just not like I don't like that's a whole different set. Like
Yeah. As someone that's went through all 4 of those phases and never been hit, well, I was hypocritical about it in one stance, and I'm going to tell you, I talked about this on our episode. At one point, I was I'm just going to be the cool drunk auntie. Cool. And then I went through another phase where I was like, I don't even think I'm going to be able to have my own kids. So I'm open to dating someone with kids, and which I married. And then we had our daughter, which was his 6th kid. And then we got divorced. At that point, I didn't want to date no man with kids. And it wasn't because of the kids. It was because of the baby mama drama that came with it. It was never about the kids. Like, even to this day, and which y'all know, one of his daughters, one of his sons, they still come out here, come see me, stay with me, etc. But there was a time where I'm like, oh, no, I ain't doing this no more. And then now I'm like at the point where I'm like, I can't be a woman that has a kid and not want to date a man with a kid. That's hypocritical. So now
it is, but
it's still my
still
preference.
your preference.
It's still my preference. And now I'm at the point to where I'm like, okay, yeah, I would be open to dating a man that already has a kid, a couple kids, not too many kids now, and possibly have our own child together. But if our kids are at an age like Amira, I told you about this earlier, or I said this earlier, like she is so responsible and she's getting older. I'm like, do I want to start over? But I would still be open to being with a man that doesn't have kids. Now, the man that I get with, if he does have kids, I need you to have like 0 baby mama drama, because I ain't got time for that at this point in time. Me and my baby daddy get along great. I don't need that. Yeah. I don't need that baggage that comes with it.
And that's what I meant. Like, I was like, damn. Yeah, Dorothy, you probably could have backed me up a little bit, because Alan was making them feel what I was really saying. I was sugarcoating it, so it's like, okay. But he kept asking me, like, oh, this isn't, yeah. But, and I kept telling him, I said, y'all getting upset because he's right.
He was just saying it in a blunt manner.
He was right. He's saying it in a blunt manner. I'm telling you this and that. It wasn't, nobody was wrong or right. And I kept telling them everything they kept saying was right. Like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Robin was like, if I got kids, like, you know what I'm saying, they're a burden to you. But Alan kept saying, that's what he's saying to you. You wouldn't even be an option, so you and your feelings for what? Right. He's not even looking at you, so it's just like, why are you mad?
That's what it was.
He's not looking at you.
He's not looking at you. You're not even an option.
You're not even an option.
Because, you know, women like to feel like, you know, they can. And this is a true statement. Like, women can have any man that they want if they really want him. That is a true statement across the board. Mm-hmm. Big man, slim man, wide man, tall man. If a woman wants somebody, because we are men, we feel that. We want the if a woman like us, it's like, oh, okay, that's dope. She feeling me. Now, in the situation he was given, like, they wasn't a part of that. It's like, okay, he has his preference. Y'all aren't an option for him. So y'all go stand over there on the wall and, you know, get y'all drinks. He's only interested in women without kids. And since they had kids, they took it really, really personal. And all he was saying was, ain't nothing wrong with y'all. Y'all just have kids. It's not my preference.
Yeah.
So that's when the conversation went. It's going to be a good listen. I'm telling you. It's going to be really good.
I look forward to hearing it.
It's a really good listen.
That shit's so good.
I was over there like, that's what I'm saying. I've been saying that. Like that.
And I think what really got him when I said you don't get no accolades for being a stepdad.
Yeah, we've been saying that, and that's one of the you don't. And this is just my opinion because I've dealt with it as well.
Yeah.
You don't get any brownie points for being a stepdad. It's only one way you get them. You have to marry that woman. That's the only way you're gonna be held to that standard of the actual father. Now, if y'all break up, everything you did for that child, that goes out the window. That don't even matter. The relationship that you have with that child, y'all might still be cool or whatever, but 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, that child is either going to just, when he see you, hey, what's up, how you doing, or whatever, but you don't get no kudos for that because you're not that child's biological person. And this is just me dealing with personal experiences.
No, and you are correct because it's like, at the end of the day, you're not that child's biological father. I wasn't those kids' biological mother, and it puts you in a predicament as well, because especially if you grow these attachments to these kids, and then when there's a bitter partner or a bitter situation, and it's like, oh, well, we ain't together, so you ain't finna talk to my kid. You're not finna do this to my kid. But I did all this stuff. I've been taking care of BB and Cece since they were 2. Now they're 10. Like, so you really ain't gonna drop them off? And now I look like the bad guy because now I can't hang out with this kid. Yeah. And there was a time, I ain't gonna lie, I experienced that for a little bit. I'm just like, damn, like.
Exactly.
Like, it was cool when we was getting along, but now we're not getting along. And so it's heartbreaking for that child as well. Because they're like, wow, like, Mrs. Susie don't mess with me no more, or Mr. Tony don't care about me no more. Like, you know.
Just life goes on.
So
it's just like having your kindergarten teacher, right? Mm-hmm. You had her for while you was in kindergarten. When you go to first grade, you get another. Well, when you see her out and about, maybe you might, oh, hey, Miss Jones. And it's like, oh, man, I remember you. You did this and that for me. But after y'all leave, it's like, okay, cool. That's Miss Jones from kindergarten. That's my kindergarten. Just like, oh, that was somebody who used to date my mother. So it's like no branding points in that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what really ruffled. It ruffles some more stuff.
I'm definitely looking forward to hearing it, though. Yeah.
And listen here, I'm telling you, I didn't even know until Alan brought it to the table, because I'm just like, I was in my head, I was still talking. Everybody else talking. And he said, y'all ain't said that. And then they just, they just erupted.
It was
It was like, they wouldn't let my boy Alan talk. That's all I'm going to say. They could have let Alan talk a little bit, because Reverend was trying to school them and trying to get them to understand this is what he's saying. They just didn't like how harsh he was being. I'm just like, well, he's saying it like that, so it's like, damn, shit, yeah, let that shit hurt your feelings, but at the end of the day, this is the truth.
I'm sorry, Alan.
They wouldn't let him talk.
But no, that's I'm dead. I can't wait to hear it. Yeah. It's going to be a good listen for sure. But again, for all y'all that are listening, we're here with the ever-loving AustinRayNunn, the creator.
I appreciate y'all for having me just step in, man.
Yes.
I wasn't doing nothing anyway.
I got some questions for you.
Oh, what's up?
Hold on, let me go to my notes.
Take your time. This show is sponsored by Ain't Nobody Coming to See You Otis. We appreciate everybody for liking, subscribing, and following.
Okay, so
bounce.
These are some Doug funny questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Doug moved. He moved to Bluffington.
Yes.
So first question is, where did Doug family move from before they came to Bluffington? I do have ABC.
Yes, please give me that.
Yeah. So A, Chicago. B, Bloomsburg. C, Bloxburg. So A, Chicago. B, Bloomsburg. C, Bloxburg.
Okay. First episode. I'm sorry, I'm really a cartoonist story. I want to say that's one of the things I didn't catch where they was moving from in that first episode. I just know
it didn't say it in the first episode. I will say that.
I just remember they was just got up and packed because the father, he was a photographer. Mm-hmm. He's doing stuff with camera stuff, and Doug was like, "Go here."
Does he get one phone a friend or no phone friends?
I want to say
you can phone a friend.
I don't think it's Chicago. I don't think it's Chicago because they wouldn't have used Chicago and then called Bluffington.
True.
Because it's got to do something with. I want to say it's maybe. I'm gonna go with B. Was it Bluff? What was B? What was the second one you said?
Bloomsburg.
Bloom or Bluff? No, Bluffington is what I said.
Okay, Bluffington is A, Chicago, B, Bloomsburg, C, Bloxburg.
Oats. Let me see. As a writer, Bluffington and Bloomsburg. I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess B.
You are wrong.
It's Bloats?
It's Bloatsburg, and it is in episode. It's actually in the same episode, which I'm gonna ask you this next question. But it's in the episode where Doug is trying to get his haircut, and he was reminiscing like, "Dang, nobody used to cut my hair like when we used to live in Bloatsburg." And I just like, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I just started like, oh, that's a good question. Okay. So, which brings me to question number 2. What did Skeeter call getting a haircut?
I don't know.
Okay.
You got an ABC for that one too? Okay, bet.
So, A, pushback. B, buzz cut. C, a fade. D, ears lowered.
Ears lowered?
Mm-hmm.
Ears lowered.
Ding ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's definitely
Okay. So, last but not least, an episode. But what was the name of the biker that pulled up on Doug and his granny? A, Fox. A, Fox. B, Bubba. C, Big Daddy. D, Max.
The biker that pulled Doug and his granny.
Cause you know she had the little whip.
Yeah.
Made them sitting sideways. So, A, Fox. B, Bubba. C, Big Daddy. D, Max. Take your time.
I'll put some music right here too.
This is in the 90s, so you know.
Can I get a
You want to split?
50-50? It's a 50-50 out of B and D.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It actually is. You said out of B and D.
For some reason, I think Max would be. But I think it's. What was the second one? What was it?
Bubba.
It's not a Bubba and Max. I just know it's out of one of them two.
Final answer.
We go with something's telling me to go with. Something's telling me to go with Bubba. Something's telling me to say Max. Something's telling me to say Max. Telling me to go with Bubba. Let me see. Doug saying Bubba. Is it Max? I'm going with Max.
It is not. It is Bubba.
God dang, I knew it was a woman.
It was right across the man's chest. No, I was sitting there watching it one night. That's why I asked you that one question. I'm like, boy, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like old school cartoons
Storylines.
have storylines to it. It's not just random shit put out there. I'm like, each episode went back no matter if it was like, this episode is picking up from when Skeeter moved or when Doug was getting his haircut. It was like, all this shit fit together because they would say things that would reference from the last episode. And I'm just like,
I think that's probably where that whole nostalgia comes from of just what we like as far as us. Because you can never name a time where you went home and you watched the episode of Dragon Ball Z and you was like, dang, what happened in the episode before that? Because you wanted to make sure you caught every episode in order.
Yeah. Because
if you miss one episode, Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, or whatever, it's like you out of there. It's like,
you out of there.
I can't wait. Even Moesha, the Cosby Show, everything was like in sequence.
Sister.
Yeah, The Simpsons, just sisters.
I only watch shit I watch because I have my preference of things I want to watch.
And now you just have all these shows, it's just no sequence, and you be like, yeah, it's cool, but I ain't really feeling that.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of drama felt, and that's what I be telling people. I'm like, it's nothing wrong, but we are in the drama era, to where
Unfortunately,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't have a lot of drama going on, so I personally do. I enjoy somebody, just knowing. I'm like, damn, what you got going on? Because I don't have to. Again, Shakayla and Robin, I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to deal with it. So it's just like
you ain't letting up.
no, Alan told me I didn't have to, but it's just I don't like certain shit you don't have to deal with. Like that's why I be telling people. People gonna be mad at my kids because they gonna be older because you gonna watch the shit I used to watch. You gonna watch Recess. You gonna watch what's her name?
Pepper Ann?
Not Pepper Ann. Daria. Remember Daria?
How the hell, man?
It's shit like that. Like it was grown. But it's just like it wasn't too grown. It was just like damn, they on some shit. Like Daria, like shit like that. Like. To make you think, because I be like, all the shows we watch, think about how, like, I don't know if y'all used to watch Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, yes.
Not before it got real goofy, before it was
before
serious.
They change the image.
They
the
changed it on
right.
purpose because it's just like, it was too creative.
Like,
it was like, damn.
We giving these kids.
Kids next door.
Like, we're giving them a lot of innovation as far as the way they think.
So let's dumb this shit down.
Dumb it down, make it to where it's retarded and it gets stuck in your mind where it's like
it's funny.
You get no substance from it. You just sitting there watching it.
Exactly.
All cartoons had substance.
Exactly. I think that's probably why Amira, my daughter, she's 7 now, but I remember being 7 and still loving cartoons. But even when she was younger than that, she didn't really rock with cartoons like that. Like she was watching
they growing up.
Yeah, it was crazy. She would sit there and watch Charmed with me, to be honest. But she didn't care. Like, if there was a cartoon... Now, don't get me wrong. There are a few that she's like, oh, no.
She gonna watch
down.
Bluey.
Oh, and Bluey. Yeah. And Bluey, for example... Because I got to the point where I'm like, I'm not finna watch this little kid shit. Like, it's weird. It ain't our little kid stuff. But Bluey is such a good show. I caught myself watching it when she was asleep.
I think Bluey is Blue's Clues.
It's like... It gives... life lessons for kids, but adults. Yes. And especially those adults where it's like that are parents or even not parents and just need to be, because we're forever going to be growing. We're always going to need some advice, some input, even when we think we don't need it, if we're open to hearing it. And that's the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 of the main cartoons I know my niece and nephews was stuck on Saturday mornings. And it might sound weird, but Franklin, the turtle,
I love Franklin.
And Little Bear.
That still was going on.
Like,
Amira watches that.
Yeah. Basically, I call them the triplets.
Yeah, family oriented, had great background music. It was always a problem going on with a solution and involving friends and family, and it had morals in it. Yeah, like, they was really on it. And then now I don't even know what it is out there nowadays. People watch. I heard it's just like
ain't no Arthur,
Magic School Bus, where you learn about things.
Zumafu.
It's some PG-13 or PG or even G raunchy stuff, just weird stuff now. And it's like, how do you implement? I don't know. It's weird.
That's why
Bears, the books and the show was so cute.
Man, I'm telling you, Beverly Cleary, one of the greatest writers of all time.
But that's why I be telling people, like, raising kids in today's society, like, y'all gonna. I think they're gonna think I'm old school because if I have kids, like, I'm not gonna be that hard ass parent, but y'all gonna be like, how come your kid know all this shit? Because, like, I actually sit there and take time with this kid and, like, listen here, bro. I already know you're gonna go out in that world and you're gonna be influenced, but let me tell you this. Yeah. Like, hear me out so you can, like, every time you make a decision, like, damn, this old ass mother. Yes. Because I want the best for you. I be wanting the best for all my nieces and nephews, all the young people out here, but if it starts at home, so it's like if you're not comprehending at home or you not trying to make your kids comprehend, it's just like, guess what? You send them out into this world, because this is what this girl said at work. I told her, I said, most people send their kids to school as if they're babysitters. She said they are in a sense. I said, tell me how. She said, because she said if it was a daycare, I said it's not a daycare. it, you know what I'm saying, they rose from a daycare. She said, because if I'm sitting in school, why are they calling me, telling me they not at school? I said, because you should say something to them. I told her, I said, see, I said, you one of those parents, I said, no, I'm not putting you, I said, you put yourself in that category. You're one of those parents who you don't check what your kid is doing and you get mad because the teacher's calling, like Brandon was talking about. No answer, but you want to text me back. So when your kid finally gets expelled or something, now you up to school saying, oh, why my kid this, why my kid that? But I'm sitting here trying to reach out to you, call you, and you're not doing nothing. Like,
ooh, as someone that is closely related to people in the teaching field and are close with them, I feel you, and they feel you on that 1,000%.
yeah,
They're educators, underpaid career with such a heavy presence like that. They are molding these kids, but no.
But they're not the babysitter.
They're not the babysitter. And if your child is acting up, then the teacher should feel like they should be able to call you, because there ain't a lot of schools out here that do corporal punishment. So it's like, what you want me to do? Because then, let's say I do snatch up little CC. That's why I ain't no teacher. I do snatch them up. Then you gonna get mad. Then you gonna get mad at me. But little CC was just over here running amok, flipping tables and stuff, and slapping kids.
This is
not want to do their work.
I
crying.
got old girl at work. I said, so did she like? So she said, oh, so you never skipped? I said, yeah, I skipped, but I said I really was. I said, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was an athlete, so you got away with shit. I said, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yes, I did. I said, because I said, if you was walking down the highway and I was walking down the highway, oh hey, Otis, how you doing? But hey, where's your hall pass? Yes, I said that type shit, but. She was like, well, I didn't get in trouble. I used to bribe I said, so you used to bribe your teachers to let you out of work. I said, so why? I said, so at the end of the day, did they call your parents? She said, that's why I did it. I said, so how you know your kids ain't out here doing the same shit? You did it. So what's stopping them from doing it? The apple does not fall too far from the tree. So it's just like.
Does not.
You like, I'm like, y'all be mad and nah, I ain't gonna say that, you know.
I just be wanting people to make
people be mad because I say what I say, but it's like I'm not saying it in a hurtful way. I'm just saying like this is what you're doing in plain view, plain sight. But I'm wrong because you're doing it.
I feel like because you will,
and I'm calling it out.
You will call someone out real quick, and you're not meaning it even in a disrespectful way. But it's like no, because if you're wrong, you just wrong. So I'm gonna say something about it. But it be the comedic relief with it, and I love it. It's so funny, but some people don't take well to it. But that's not your fault. You should never change.
No, because
never change.
I learned that if I just say it and don't have that comedic relief, it's just like, oh, you're an asshole.
Exactly.
That's why I said yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy because if I don't say it, then it's just like you know what I'm saying? You already got on my nigga ass. Now you want to get on my ass like, damn, like I said, people hate when you tell them, nigga, you wrong. And I'm trying to tell you the right thing, but you don't want to hear the shit. So that irritates people so because they're not ready to fucking grow up. They're not ready to hold that responsibility.
There's too many people in this world that have gotten so accommodated to not having to take no self-accountability and don't know how to take constructive criticism, and they're so quick to take offense to stuff. But it's like, just hear it out. Because if enough people, especially if enough people are telling you about it, then maybe you should sit back and think about, oh, what am I doing? Sometimes there might not have been a lot, but you need that real person in your life that's going to tell you where you're wrong at. And if you don't get why, ask them to explain. Ask them to explain. And at the end of that, if you still don't get it, or you feel like that person's being a hater, then go from there.
You can't comprehend.
But especially around y'all two, no. Yes. No.
It's tough. Tough with us.
It's crazy. I be ready to listen. And y'all have read me my right act a time or two or three or four.
I mean, if you ask, I'm going to tell you the truth.
But I wasn't mad about it.
If you ask me, I'm going to tell you the truth. And I think that's what people fail to realize. Because if I ever ask you a question, do not sugarcoat it for me. Like, nope, yeah, you fucking up. You fucking up right now. All right, cool.
But then it goes with but this is how. Y'all also will go with, y'all follow that up with but this is what you could do. if you need some input, if you need some advice. That's just me though. Yeah. But you try to give them.
My brother always taught that to me. He was like, well, if I'm going to tell you something, if I'm going to praise you, I'm going to give you some criticism. But it's going to be like some, constructive. I'm either going to criticize and praise you, or I'm going to criticize you, but I'm going to praise you and criticize you again after that.
Yeah.
As far as like, it's always this is what you're doing. I like this, but if you think about doing it like this, it's like you always give someone some constructive criticism, but a lot of people don't know how to accept constructive criticism as constructive. A lot of people take constructive as hate or
you talking down on me,
yes,
or belittling me,
or you
or
just
you
don't
think you
get
better
it.
than me.
You don't get it,
and it'll never be that.
Yeah,
it'll never be that.
Because if it was that, then that criticism wouldn't follow with praise.
Yeah,
it would just be. Yeah, but hey, it's at a point where I'm just going to start being like, if it makes sense to you, then hey, make it work.
Everybody got a preface, and I mean. But the thing is, everybody got an asshole, everybody got one mouth, everybody has ears. I don't think like A-Ray think. You don't think like I think. So it's just like, but I tell you this, I can comprehend like, okay, I get where A-Ray coming from. Like, how many times has he said like, shit, I'm not about to do X, Y, and Z if you not here. Like, people get mad because, okay, you want shit to be structured. Shit, nigga, you on my time. If you on his time, then it's just like, common courtesy.
But the thing is, like, A-Ray can give you structure. Can do that all day. You're a structured individual in yourself. But, like we talk,
He can't make you do it.
Why would you even feel the need to help someone else's motion, structure somebody else, if they don't even as themselves appear to be applying that structure, that motivation, that discipline? Because we've talked about it. There be times when we get up here, we don't want to do shit. Whether it be like on this surface or like just even in personal life. But it's like we got to stay disciplined. And it'd be hard sometimes, but we try. As long as you try. But hell, if you ain't putting no effort, don't expect nobody to.
You're going to get up and go to work every day without an effort or a try. Fuck that. Fuck it. Yeah, I gotta pay this bills. I gotta do this. Like, so that's not even an effort no more. It's just like, that's something I gotta do. So what if you treat your goals and dreams like, this is something I gotta do?
Because Eric still got stuff that he gotta do.
Yeah. Just that's like in school, when you're going through school before you get to college, and you're going through elementary school, junior high, as they call it, which I called it middle school, and high school, you're structured. You have a syllabus that's going to tell you on these 4 weeks, this is what the class is doing. Monday through Friday, this is what we're doing on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, y'all going here. So it's like, you already know what you got going. You can look at that.
Yeah.
But it's like, as soon as you get to college, they don't have none of that. It's like, they expect you to either going to do your work, or you not going to do your work.
I'm gonna write the shit down on the board that I put. This
is what you're going to be doing this whole semester. This is what the stuff is due. If it ain't due, the teacher's not finna sit up there and hold your hand and be like, well, it's due on this day. They're going to be like, oh, they didn't turn it in? 0. Then you have to reach out to them, and you go through that whole process of like, dang, college is hard and stuff like that. But really and truly,
it ain't.
It's the discipline in yourself.
Discipline. Yeah.
Like, you prepare yourself for 18 years of discipline and structure just to get to college, and then
bullshit.
And then on top of that, you go to work. You have a set schedule and everything like that. But then you have your goals and dreams and career and stuff, but you want people to come in and do it for you, where you can just be self-disciplining yourself. It's like you just applying everything you learned for 18 years to the second half of your life, 18 to 36. That way, when you get to 36 to 50, you already have the blueprint to what you're trying to do. It's just discipline and just getting the work done. And a lot of people make that harder than what it is.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
Exactly. You were spot on with that college reference, though, because they don't. It's either you going to make it or you not. Their professors ain't got time to worry about that.
And I never understood. I went to my first year in college. I'm just like, okay, cool. You know, that first test due or whatever, you got to turn your work in. I ain't did nothing because ain't nobody sit there and told me, like, okay, give us no deadlines and stuff. It's like, okay, well, it was due on Thursday. And I'm like, what you mean it was due on Thursday?
It's on the syllabus.
Like, what are y'all talking about? Yeah, we don't sit up here and hold y'all hands.
Why you ain't logging and do your test? I didn't know. Oh, it was on the syllabus. Hey, let me tell y'all.
Where I get my login from? Yeah, you gotta. It's like, oh my gosh, for real?
It's
gotta realign.
Real quick.
It's
real
putting
quick.
into that real world. I mean, that's just that.
And it'll make or break. It'll pretty much show you whether you really want to do something or you really don't. That's why a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with it, but once you really understand, you have to really go through it and then live a little bit longer to be like, dang.
Yeah.
My first year in college, man, I could have. It really was easy. I was just BSing. I wasn't serious about it. A lot of people talk about it like, yeah, I'm finna go here and do this, but they don't be serious.
And I tell you what, I got a funny story about this.
Yeah, at the time of your life.
Because you're right though. You have to get through it. Sometimes you got to go through that struggle and that hard, that just rough in order to make it. And like with me, I tried college. First semester, I was one of them ones like, yeah, I could log in and do my test, but I really ain't got to. I ain't gonna lie. I tricked off that first semester of college. I didn't finish college. I didn't.
Yeah.
I met one of my best friends that's out there that I reference a lot and talk about a lot. Jabray, that be listening in. Hey, Jabray.
What's up, bro?
When we laugh about this story all the time, how we met was that we were both on our way. We were in the theater hall. I don't remember if we were in the same theater class. I don't think we were. But I was sitting out there on one of them little benches, and I'm just like, class starts in about 3 minutes. Let me finish playing on my phone. And I see him walking through. He sees me. He said, hey. And he's like, what you doing? I said, nothing. I guess about to go to class. Long story short, we skipped class and go to Popeyes. That's the first time we knew of each other just because of friend group, but we didn't know each other. He's like, you want Popeyes? This is his favorite place. He loves Popeyes. I mean, that is the holy grail, Popeyes. And I'm like, sure. And I'm not someone that's just going to get in a random person's car. I don't. But I was like, yep, it's time to go. We went to Popeyes. But that's just kind of like a little bit of how my semester at college went. He ended up making it all the way through. Proud of him. Got his degree.
She gained a good friend.
Yeah, gained an amazing friend. And I still had my trials and tribulations because after that, of course, I didn't make it through. And not saying you have to go to college to make it. You don't. Yeah. You definitely don't, 1,000%. But I know that if I would have just been disciplined at that point in my life, I would have made it through. Because it's really not that hard. It's just about keeping up.
Keeping discipline, man. I knew off top. Like, I went to college to play football. You know, everybody think they're going for their sport or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, it took me a minute to really. I graduated from high school, but I graduated late because the science test or whatever. So I didn't really have a chance to apply for all the colleges and get in on time. So I was like, okay, Mary Hardin Baylor, cool. I got in. Yeah, I'm finna go down here and play football because, you know, at the time, you know, when you coming out of high school, everybody's the best. Yeah. I'm like, I'm finna go down here and shut shit down. I meet with the coach. Coach is like, yeah, you know, we got 4 a.m. workouts. In high school, nigga, we ain't working out till we go to school 8:30. I get there back when the bell ring. We don't work out till 3 o'clock in the evening. Man, we ain't finna do this workout shit. Nigga, that 4 a.m. alarm went on. Me and my roommate, Poppy. That nigga got up, started putting this stuff on. I looked at that clock. I said, yeah, man, y'all got this shit. I'm done. So I didn't even. That's when I knew for a fact, like, bro, yeah, I'm not serious about what I talk all this stuff, but I'm not serious about it. I quit football that first day of workouts. I was done. I at 4 a.m., like, no. But I do feel like everybody should at least experience. It don't even have to be college. Something past high school. Just go get that experience. Because then it'll tell you, it'll light something in you because I knew football wasn't it, but it's like, okay, I'm in school. I need to figure out what else I'm finna do in my life. And it really just opens up a lot of stuff. So that's why when I'm telling people like, hey, it sounds good when you say it out loud, but you really bullshitting with yourself because I was one of them people. All right, I'm finna go to the league. I'm finna go play football. I'm telling these niggas, telling my family, I'm finna go down here. I'm really bullshitting with myself. No, I'm not finna do that because I'm not disciplined enough and I don't want it that bad.
It's a 4 a.m. for me though, because I mean I don't blame you.
But hey, man,
but no, I get it. If you want it, you gonna do it.
Yeah, they was.
But that's what's up for you to be real enough with yourself to say that, like, yeah, you go ahead, bro. I got you, bro. But I'm not. No, I'm going back to sleep.
Back to sleep. I'm gonna work out, and it sucked too because after not being in college, like coming back to Waco, going to the community college, and seeing everybody that I went to school with that was actually good go to that next level, and I'm just like, dang, I'm in the same boat as them, if not better. It was like, damn, okay, if I would have had that mindset that I do now, but I don't question things while everything happens for a reason. But I just be like, damn, like I salute everybody who can get up and work towards their goal, no matter if they make it or not. Like, I salute that shit because you have to really be dedicated and disciplined every morning of your life, not knowing if you really gonna make it. Like, because everybody has that plan, like, yeah, I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna get there. But it's a high % chance that you don't. But even if you don't, you're still building up something within yourself to have that discipline to keep going.
Exactly.
Because every little step, as Bobby Brown would say, every little step I take, every little step means more than what a person will know at that moment.
Progress.
Because you never know who's watching your story. That's why I'm so hard on telling people, like, hey, nigga, promote your shit. Like, promote every day when you get up, when you're doing some shit, because people want to see that. Like, everybody so quick to want to just put out the end product. Oh, this is the video that I did, or this is the movie, the skit. Okay, look, what about what's happening in between? Because the journey is, going through that is what really matters. Like,
they want to see you.
Yeah, it ain't about the finished product of the Old Man KP or the Cotown Christmas or what they see. It's the behind the scenes, the skit, the writing portions, the voiceovers, the messing up, the podcasting. Like, that's what really, these are going to be the memories that we look back on 5, 10, 15 years and be like, man, remember that time we was doing a podcast, you had just got done doing the Hear Me Out, and then we had the Hotwoods in there. They was talking about what they was going to do in the summer. Then it's like, damn, okay, them niggas had a festival. I'm just saying, bro. The journey, the process of going through it is what really matters. That's what we talk about.
You put in.
That's what we talk about.
That's how you build relationships right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. One story I know that we all talk about when we mention it, ain't nobody come to see you Otis podcast, will be when we met at fucking Hangover. We turned our chairs and we talked about it. That's like one of the main key stories. Now, it wasn't us recording or coming up with that. It was the moment when we talked about it.
This is what is going forward, yeah.
Just think we have recorded that, and then 10 years later we put out that footage. Like, this is them behind the scenes on that.
That's crazy.
That's what people care about.
And it was just natural. It came together naturally. It wasn't forced.
Yeah. Another thing that we're going to talk about all the time. Hey, remember recording the podcast and the vacuum cleaner? It's one thing that's always going to be mentioned.
I swear I'm going to get a vacuum cleaner no matter what and just turn it on.
Yeah, man. Enjoy the journey, man. Enjoy it.
We're going to buy that one, and we'll just, like, we can either spray paint it with gold. I don't know how you get something gold plated, but
I really think that's one of the ones from the 90s or the 80s because it got, like, that one bag in the front.
Yeah. But no, man, like, all in all, I enjoy being on other people's podcasts. I actually encourage you, if somebody asks you, do it, because it was like being a guest on somebody else's podcast was just like, oh, I can't say what I want to say. I can't, be like I want to be, even though I did slip on cuss. But when they were going off, I was really sitting back listening. I'm like, oh, this gives me intel to who they are. I'm telling you. If y'all haven't, what is it? Hear Me Out. Go listen.
Hear Me Out podcast.
Hear Me Out podcast. Go listen. Like, I appreciate them for having me on, but like I said, I wasn't trying to ruffle no feathers, but I did ruffle feathers. And sorry, not sorry.
You did what you did to make for a great listen.
Yeah.
But it was you being you. But
it was gonna be great, but like if they have visuals, it's up. Because they're animated, their characters is just like
they're entertaining.
Yeah. Like that's why I say we more of like that radio station. They're more of like, yeah, they're entertaining. Like they're entertaining. Like Ahmad sing, like I said, he was singing them hymns the whole time and just the vibe. But I will say, ladies, y'all got to get out your own way. Anyway,
I'm dead.
Ray,
I'm gonna let it stand.
Appreciate you for coming on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you're on, it's always a pleasure. Not because you're my family member, not because it's because at the end of the day, I know you stand on business, so that means something to me because it's just like, oh damn, like he wants to be a part of something. Right. Like I don't want to be a part of bullshit. So appreciate you.
Not because even though like he presses the button, he records us. He's created a network. He could be down there doing some stuff. He could be right here editing and everything. So no, definitely always appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank y'all. This won't be my last time. I gotta get y'all on mine.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I just started. Yeah, it's called.
Is it still Raise RS?
No, not that one. That's still working. It's just our shit. So I randomly started with Miss Jessica Singleton because I was doing the And the Winner Is podcast.
Okay.
And I just felt like she had more to say outside of the business world. So I was like, boom, I stopped it and I said, hey, we finna hop on this other one. And she had a story to tell. And I was like, this is exactly what I want this one to be.
I got a cramp.
Yeah.
Don't die.
Next Thursday. Not this Thursday.
Okay.
And Jessica Singleton, that's the one that does the treat shop. What is it called? Sister's Sweet Treats.
Man, an amazing person.
Sister
And
Sweet
they're
Treats.
just a beautiful.
Come get your treats.
Come get your treats.
I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next Thursday, we going on yours?
Yes.
I'm down.
I'm nervous, but I'm down.
Oh, trust me, it's gonna be. You ain't gonna be nervous once you get on. I promise you.
Well, just ask me some questions that I wouldn't be like, oh shit, I gotta. I like when people ask questions that I really have to think about shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just our shit. So I got you.
That's a bit. Dorothy, do you have any excerpts, any questions, anything like that? Any thesis statements?
Really, the only thing that I
I
have.
got a cramp.
Do you need a banana?
what?
That's one of my questions. Actually, I don't have a banana.
I need some milk.
Poor baby needs some milk. No, really, the only thing. Again, A-Ray, thank you so much. We love you always. Will. Again, like I said yesterday, I'm just so appreciative of the opportunity that you give people and that you gave us, and for always lifting us, always helping us grow, developing us. You know, you never said you were perfect. We know you're not perfect. We're not perfect, but you are. Like I tell people all the time,
You can have your preference.
yeah.
You can have your preferences, and you can do what you want to do. You a grown man.
I'm sorry. and
It's the truth, though.
Robin, you are hilarious. I love you, Otis. Okay, but serious note, I know if I were to ask you anything, talk to you about anything, gather your input, that you are going to lead me the right way. You've never steered me wrong. I have multiple outlets that I could go to, but you are one that I trust so much, and that speaks so much for me to talk about you, and it speaks so much for you because of how, I mean, we've known each other for a cool minute, but we've just started getting close. Like, we all started getting close last year, really. So you are an amazing person, phenomenal person. You are doing the right thing. You know how to lead. You know how to lead.
People don't know how to follow.
And that's just that. Of course.
Thank you.
So once again, if y'all just now tuning in, because we out.
We out.
Y'all have listened to A-Ray and the Cool Cats. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow wherever
You get your party. Happy Thursday.
Thank y'all for tuning in to.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Make sure you
Like
subscribe
and follow.
wherever you get your podcast from.
That's right, Otis. Whatever you say, Otis.
It's been real. It's your boy OT,
And Miss Dorothy.
and we'll see you on the next episode of.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Y'all ain't stupid. They coming to see me.